Bienvenue, my fantastic freelancer friends, and happy Icetide! In today's video, we're going to be covering Anthem's update patch notes for 1.6, aka the Icetide Event, and it does have some pretty spicy stuff. Though it does come with more than a few questionable things, but we'll get into that in just a moment. First and foremost, as always, you can find the patch notes in the description below. But without further ado, let's get into it. We have a couple new features, but primarily the Welcome to Icetide. Basically, Shaper devices have brought localized ice storms into Bastion, bringing excitement with every glittering snowflake across the region. Ice is rare here, but when it arrives, people know that the Icetide celebrations will soon follow. Holiday lights will be shining throughout Fort Tarsis, their bright colors sparkling on blankets of snow. In other words, we're getting something similar to what we had with the Season of Skulls update, where Fort Tarsis was indeed spoopified. Well, this time it'll be ice-tided. Yeah, I made that up. Anyways, we will also have seasonal-themed strongholds. Each week, a different featured seasonal stronghold will unlock for players, so it's not going to just be the Tyrant Mine stronghold from the PTS, and it will now be including score leaderboards. If you are up to the challenge, you get to compete with other freelancers for the highest score, and of course, visit Herschel's seasonal store to exchange your crystals for war chests. Oh, and by the way, did I mention, no more Cataclysm! Shapers bless Bastion. We will also have free play timed trials. And the basic description is, have you ever wanted to put your Javelin flight and navigation skills to the test? Join free play and race through 8 timed trials that will be found in Bastion. Try and beat our gold times. Now, I don't know what gold times are yet because the update hasn't gone live and I'm recording this video as the patch notes are coming out so I can get this out to you guys as fast as possible. There will also be a new legendary world event called Icetide Coolant Harvesting. You will be helping the Arcanists harvest precious coolant resources while fighting off outlaw forces that are trying to steal it from you. As many of you know, we haven't had a outlaw-centered event in a very long time, or an outlaw-centered anything for a very long time, as we have been fighting Scars and Dominion for the last couple seasons. We also have a variety of new challenges to explore, and we will get plenty of vanity rewards from them. I'm just really hoping that it's not going to be like the Indomitable Challenge once more, where it was just doing it for the sake of doing it and for chores. There was no difficulty or skill tied to it, and it just flat out sucked, as many of you in the community will agree. However, apparently we can gain new armor sets, special time trial wraps, and more. There will also be new hidden collectibles, so you have to explore the region to find all the festive wreaths. I'm sure there will be some sort of vanity item tied to this, and of course you can expect a video on the channel for how to find all these festive wreaths in the next day or so. There will be plenty of Icetide Cortex entries, and as you all know, I'm a lore nut, so this is good to see. Also, this is possibly one of the biggest things from the update. More powerful weapon drops will happen on GM3. In other words, all legendary loot drops on GM3 will now drop with a +5 gear score. In other words, the Cataclysm gear or stuff that you could get from war chests will no longer be the most powerful stuff in the game, making all the other items invalid. The only problem is, well, you're going to have to re-grind for some great rolls on the new legendaries, or should I say the more powerful legendaries? You guys get what I'm saying. There is also something called the new Tomb of Legionary Offerings. New Guardians tokens are granted throughout daily and weekly challenges, so guys, be sure to complete them. Freelancers can make these offerings of a Guardian token and additional crafting materials within the tombs of the Legionaries to grant a random legendary item. This is a great way to finally use those crafting materials because, let's face it, Anthem's crafting system hasn't been anything to write home about or anything usable, I don't think ever. Each tomb grants different items, but all have +5 gear score. Now, the Tomb of Artinia, for example, will give you legendary weapons. The Tomb of Karif will give you legendary gear. The Tomb of Yavinia will give you legendary melee weapons and Javelin-specific components, and the Tomb of Gauns will give you legendary support gear and universal components. There will also be new seasonal cosmetic items within the featured store, which I'm not the biggest fan of, but whatever. However, we can't always expect everything to be given to us, so I am cool with a few microtransactions as long as, what we get from earning it isn't impossible to get, kind of like the Indomitable challenge, if you guys know what I'm saying. Yeah, I'm still rubbed raw from that. There will also be new short stories coming with Icetide, and we will be posting those in kind of like podcast format on the channel if you guys want. I have some great voice acting friends who would love to tear through some of these videos, and I think it would be cool to do. So let me know if you guys want something like that. Last but not least, there have been a slew of bug fixes and improvements, from fixing various crashes to improving stabilization, fixed various texture and lighting scenarios, fixed various arc collision issues that allowed players to access unintended areas, fixed various audio issues, I'm very grateful for that, fixed multiple breadcrumbing trails appearing in free play, fast travel to the Tomb of Legionaries is now enabled, so you can go and drop off your offerings. Map pins have been updated to better communicate the ability to fast travel, added new options to disable various parts of the UI. These options are now under settings, go to interface, and then HUD. It also added a tutorial for the self-spawn feature. You can now respawn yourself closer to your squad mates by holding down the R3 button. Not sure what it is on keyboard. Sorry, my fantastic PC keyboard freelancers. The Colossus has no longer become stuck in cages within Temple of Scar. I had no idea that was a thing, but I don't play a Colossus, so there you go. The Sunken Cell Stronghold mission now correctly appears above the Heart of Rage mission in the journal. Resolved an issue causing the Forge menu to not appear while in the Forge screen. Fixed an issue that allowed synchronized frames to trigger without an enemy being hit. The Ranger combo augment component craft recipe now displays as impact combo damage. Not sure why you would ever be crafting that, because at the highest you can do is masterwork. They've also fixed an issue that's causing incremental archives to not spawn as often as expected. They've also fixed an issue preventing the fog wall from vanishing after the objective is completed in the Temple of Scar. Thank goodness. Forge icons for Barrage, Greater, and Stampede have been updated to match the default color scheme of the Javelin. In other words, Rangers rejoice? Increase the health of generators for the Sleeping Titan event. Legendary Fortress of Dawn now spawns its chests and finishes appropriately. Fixed an issue where Balm of Gavinicus, I'm hoping I'm saying that right, was incorrectly dealing damage on impact. But possibly the worst patch note, and honestly I understand why they did it, just heads up. But they have absolutely decimated my beautiful Rainmaker. They have fixed an issue, which wasn't an issue, causing Rainmaker to fire more projectiles than intended. Why did you fix it? It was so good. Anyways, the dev note is this bug was causing a large imbalance in weapon selection amongst players due to an essentially being 200% stronger than intended. This fix puts it back in line with its expected damage output, and the Rainmaker should be a viable weapon, and the fix shouldn't disrupt any current playstyles and hopefully makes the other weapons more viable. So there you have it, freelancers. That is everything from the patch notes for Icetide. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below as per the usual. And of course, be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you want to stay up to date on Icetide, and hit the notification bell, as we will be doing basically breakdown videos throughout the entire event. I hope all of you fantastic freelancers have a phenomenal day as always, and I'm looking forward to seeing each and every last one of you in the next video very soon. And remember, freelancers, we are strong alone, but we are stronger together.